everybody. Welcome to our show. Thank you so much for tuning in today for another live broadcast. And I have Frank from the Humane Society of the United States. How are you doing today, Frank?
Very, very good. Happy New Year. How you doing, Mr. Paul?
Very happy to have you here. Very excited about this live show in particular because you guys are really innovating in the live streaming industry. We're going to dig into that in a moment here. Let me just let everyone know that we are donating to the Humane Society today. We broadcast every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And today we're donating from our normal charity, which is the Susquehanna Valley Casa, helping children in need who are looking for, they're stuck in the court system, helping them get adopted. Well, today we're going to donate to the Humane Society of the United States, $20 for the show, $1 for every one of you out there that can like us on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, and then an additional donation for all of the max viewers that we get today. So hopefully $250. What do you think, Frank?
I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. We appreciate every dollar, and we do our best to just change the world for animals.
I cannot wait to dig into what you guys talk about. Today is Friday, January 6th, but next week we're talking with Marty McFadden. He did a live show in Leipzig, Germany, and is going to show us how to produce remote broadcasts, meaning you don't actually have to be in the place you're live streaming from to produce a live event. And I think, Frank, you even have some experience with that, so that'll be fun. Cerevo Live is right now, they're at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. They're coming on our show the week after. And then the following week, we're going to be talking to X-Keys, the makers of these wonderful little USB MIDI devices that make live streaming so much easier. So I'm excited to have them on the show. And the first question I wanted to ask you, Frank, is where are we in this live streaming market? Is it still emerging, or are we about to hit some type of mountain, or are we going to plateau? What do you think?
I think we're hitting the top of that, sort of closer to the top of that mountain. But I also think that mountain's going to get bigger. I mean, okay. I think, we started streaming a long time ago, and I think what we're doing right now, the fact that you can go live from anywhere from your iPhone or your Android, I mean, I think we're really there. So I think we're pretty high up, but we don't know how high that mountain's going to go. That's
a perfect answer. I mean, that's finally somebody can make it clear to me we're going on the up and up, but we don't know how far up we are going. So Frank, as you may know, we have a lightning round on this show. You ready for that?
I'm ready. Bring it on.
Let's do it. Here we go. Okay, Frank, this is 60 seconds where we can get to know you a little better. Are you a coffee or a tea drinker?
When I'm in the field, I definitely do coffee or espresso. You just got to get your energy up. So, yeah, definitely coffee.
Coffee sounds good. So you're more of a tea guy when you're at home, huh?
No, I don't drink much at home as far as coffee or tea. It's just I use it for the adrenaline in the field. That's all.
Makes sense. You got to. Are you a talking or texting kind of person?
I'm a big talker. I think you get more information when I talk to a person face to face or even on a phone call. You get details that you don't get on texting, but when a situation is going down, I think texting is really great. We're here, this is happening. Oh my God, there's an amazing shot over here. So, but my first step is definitely talking.
Android or iPhone?
I'm an iPhone guy, but I think they're both amazing platforms. I designed for both of them. I think, to me, it's sort of like if your first phone was an Android, that's who you're going to fall in love with. If your first one was an iPhone, that's who you fall in love with. And people really don't switch around. But I believe they're both amazing phones, and I think both phones are just equally amazing.
Well, let me skip to the last question here. If you could travel back into time to watch 24 hours of history unfold, when and where would you go?
I probably would go back on the planet Earth somewhere before man. I think it'd be cool to see dinosaurs in the way life was back then.
That is the first time anyone said that. I've had people go back to the Revolutionary War. I've had people go back to the dawn of time. I've had people say they want to go into the future. But that is really interesting. That's back in caveman days. I love it. That's awesome.
I think that'd be cool.
So
bring a video camera too.
Yeah, bring a video camera. Don't go without bringing anything home for us. So, as you know, we have 8 topics to go over today, and here's our agenda. We've got 60 seconds per agenda topic. Why don't you go ahead and introduce the Humane Society of the United States for people who don't know who you guys are?
The Humane Society of the United States is one of the most largest and powerful animal protection organizations, not only in the U.S., but also in the world. So we do amazing things all over. We have such great, talented people. And we're out there every single day trying to make a difference for animals.
Wonderful. Yeah, I mean, you still got 30 seconds. I
30
know
seconds
that.
to keep talking about this organization, it would take me an hour. I mean, I thought I had like a 1-floor elevator speech. Now, we do great things. There's so much going on right now. Every day, it's like a newsroom of what's going on and how we're reacting to different situations. We put every dollar to use to help the animals. So it's been an honor to work here. I've been here for about 16 to 17 years. So it's been really exciting. So I think it's a great organization. And I think that, you know, we continue, everyone here does it for the cause. We're not, you know, it's a job, but it's a love, it's a passion. And that's why we show up every day.
Now that is exciting, and that's why I think live streaming for you is a little different than other organizations, because you have something so powerful to go and live stream. It's not like corporate marketing. It's not some sales thing. Tell us about these live rescue missions, and I'm going to show a video here as well. Tell us a little bit about these rescue missions you've been doing.
Well, it is so cool. This one here we did live in South Korea from a dog meat farm that we were rescuing. So these animals, we believe if we're showing something cruel, we have to rescue these animals. And that's Adam Periscandola. He's actually right in South Korea. Right now, we're doing another rescue over there, and we're gonna do some more live shots. And we're gonna be using the live view solo, which I can talk about later if you want. But to me, working in news for years, we needed a satellite truck. I remember going live from basically a microwave truck to a helicopter to our tower. Now we can just go live from anywhere and bringing the viewer to these scenes like these puppies, look at how cold they are. Like, and it's live. And I think it's just amazing to be able to see this and bring the viewer there at that moment and let, you know, they can see our rescuers like Adam on that. And it brings such an urgency to it that these problems are going out right now. It's not footage from, you know, a couple of years ago. This is footage from right now. So I think live streaming in any way has an urgency, but even no matter which way you use it, it's great for communicating. And what's interesting, as you know, most of the live shots we do, the views come afterwards. And so during a live thing, like, do you have another clip there to show it all? Do you have the one that we did?
I have the next agenda I was going to ask you about was the seal hunt here.
Okay. Well, the seal hunt, that one there we've been trying to go live from years, and it's been really tough because we're out over the ocean. I mean, look at the amazing places that we're flying to here. And this is like, what I like about this particular video, it shows that we're flying out over the ocean. We're in dry suits just in case the helicopter has to land immediately. And we have a Cineflex camera, and we can zoom in on these seals and the seal hunt, what's going on. But just by being there, just our presence being there, the sealers see us. I mean, we're going out an hour out over the ocean nowadays due to the climate change, the ice flows, which the seals live on and have their babies on. You know, it continues to get affected by the climate change, and so we have to go farther out. And just to show that, I mean, we're in a helicopter flying out there, and we have about 3 to 3.5 hours. That's it for gas. So you're an hour out. You get to spend an hour over filming this stuff. And in this particular case, the sealers saw us, and they stopped killing seals. And so just by our presence there, the power of video and the power of now basically stopped the killing of these seals, and they were able to live. Then what we do is on the way back, I'll take that footage and FTP it via a MiFi back. So by the time we land, this footage is already out to the press all over the world.
Wow. That is incredible. And you guys have such a powerful way of delivering this. Tell us a little bit about your experience with Facebook and YouTube, because it seems to me that like streaming on social media could be such a powerful thing for an organization such as the Humane Society of the United States.
Well, I mean, I see them as both very important. YouTube, we're still going to Facebook. Facebook is great. We can go live to Facebook. It's a new thing, really, more or less, in the history of streaming. And you'll get we did one stream. We had over 2,000 people watching it at that moment. It was a rescue. It was a rescue in South Carolina during the floods. We went live for 20 minutes. We had over 2,000 people watching it. But what's really interesting in that South Korea video that you saw on the dog meat farm rescue, that got more views after the fact, which they do on Facebook and YouTube. And that did actually higher view count than the actual produced piece. People love live. They love the urgency of live. So I think both, with Facebook, the video will last for 3-4 days. With YouTube, it lasts for years. So they're both powerful tools, and it's just how you use those tools. And I don't see using one more than the other. I see using both, creating long form, short form for Facebook, and live. With Facebook Live, what do they say? Like go live for 6-7 minutes, because it takes people a while to join it. And you really have to have some exciting content also to show. Someone just talking is not that exciting, but being there at that moment, like we were in the South Carolina floods. We were walking around rescuing animals, and we were just live. We had live view solo on, and we were using it. It was amazing. Like we're providing an HD feed from the middle of a flood. I'm walking around, once again, in a dry suit, which is not comfortable if you're ever in a dry suit. And you're walking around, and we're just, rescuing animals live. And it was just so powerful, and it's been a dream of mine to be able to have the capabilities of doing this. And so finally, my dream is here. So that's why I think we're high on that plateau.
Yeah, and I think you're totally right on about YouTube lasting longer. The Facebook it's there, and it's a huge, massive scalability option, but Facebook's the long-term play. Tell us a little bit about working in South Korea. We have that as an agenda topic here. We already kind of covered it. If you want to skip right over to Cinemagraphs and ads, we can do so.
Well, I'll just briefly in South Korea. It's an amazing, as you know, the Olympics are coming up in 2018, and eating dog meat over there is on the way out, and we're making sure it goes out. We have rescued farms over there, and we work with the farmers to transition into a humane lifestyle. The first one that we did went to blueberries, the second one to red peppers. So, the farmers themselves want to get out of it. And so we're just helping them. But we're also, when you're over in South Korea and in Seoul, and you see, some guy walking down the street and he's got his dog with a little sweater on, times are changing. And so they're definitely changing. We're having a major impact. Some of the dogs come back here to the United States, or most of the dogs come back here to the United States. We get great, attention on it, and we're just continue pushing forward. And just recently, the mayor of, I forget the name of the town, closed one of the largest dog meat markets, which is where they sell the dogs. And so that was a major victory for us. It's going to be, and so we're over there right now. I have a team over there right now that's going to be going live, I think this weekend, from the farm itself that we're rescuing. And we're going to do the whole rescue throughout it. And so we're able to see the change, and it's really positive. So working in South Korea, it's great. I met some amazing people over there, and times are changing. And I definitely see an end to the dog meat trade in South Korea.
Well, that is extremely exciting. There's so many people out here passionate about that kind of stuff. Now, Cinemagraphs and ads. This is something that's new to me, but I think you gave us a couple pictures to show off. Is this what you're talking about when you talk about Cinemagraphs here?
Yeah, so if you pick one and just hit play, these would normally just, that's our Apple TV channel. But
okay.
I can talk about that if you want.
Well, we're supposed to be talking about Cinemagraphs. Let's talk about Cinemagraphs. Just give me one second.
Do you have that link?
I do. I have it. I got it right here. Okay, so these are Cinemagraphs.
So Cinemagraphs is so funny. So you can produce a long video, and if you want to go full screen on any one of them, go down to just pick one and play it.
Okay.
These loop on Facebook, and so they're just a little motion there. It's mainly a photograph that moves a little bit. but it's so eye-catching and sort of, it's interesting that you can produce a 20-minute video. Now you can produce a 3-minute for YouTube and a 30-second for Facebook. And now these Cinemagraphs are basically 10 seconds and you just continue to loop. But it just brings that viewer into that emotion right now.
Yeah.
And so the footage that we film, like if you go down to the dog right there, like he's just wagging his tail. Just see that?
Yeah.
It's just a little motion that people just connect to, and you see how sad, and that's how they spend their life. When I go on these this is from a dog fighting raid where they breed the dogs, and you see the sadness of their life, and they're just looking for human attention, and to capture that moment in just a 10-second loop, I think the viewers really connect to it, and it just brings that little still photograph alive. So it's just a new way to use these videos, and there's some great Cinemagraph. I follow it, and there's some amazing Cinemagraphs out there that are like a train going by. It's just another very creative way to utilize our video, in a social media, because they really play well on social.
Very interesting. Now, do you do actually any advertising on social media as well?
We do. It's not from our department, but we work with the department that does that very closely and hand in hand.
Oh, I'll ask him. I don't think it does.
So the Cinemagraphs, that has, like this recent year, there was sort of Cinemagraphs versus stills. And the Cinemagraphs, the highest image was still lower than the lowest Cinemagraph. So people right now, and it could be a trend as we know, but right now people are attracted to those Cinemagraphs. So we do some advertising, either to, create an action to help save animals, to donate. So we use the footage in any way we can, and Cinemagraphs really work. So we do some advertising.
Yeah, because I think it's something that's kind of off topic, but I'm a big fan of using social media for advertising because of how effective it could be, especially for someone like you guys. If you could figure out a way to make it so that you're only spending X amount of dollars and you're getting 2X on donations or something like that.
Exactly. I mean, with Cinemagraphs or advertising on social is very amazing, because obviously you want to minimize your cost, maximize how much money you bring in, because the more money we bring in and less cost, we're actually, the more we can help animals. And that's what it's all about. And I think with social media, it's definitely working. It's a lower overhead, so every dollar is more maximized to helping the animals and the cause.
That is incredible. So let's pull this back a little bit into the live streaming industry. We all know you have an amazing cause. We've shown some amazing case studies for live video. Tell us a little bit more about the nuts and bolts. And I was wondering if you wanted to at least talk a little bit about using our camera with Wirecast potentially.
Definitely. So this is the debut of our studio and using your camera. And it's amazing. I mean, it's HD. It's very easy to set up. And my goal is, because we have offices around the world, India, Mexico, Costa Rica, and I need to connect all these offices so we can bring that information, because like if there's a story breaking, we need to move it quickly. And I think utilizing your cameras, because they're fixed, they're amazing. I can control them remotely. And so bringing them into Wirecast or bringing them into Skype, or being able to hit Mexico just like networks do. And so taking this information that needs to be moved very quickly and rapidly, and sometimes it's very complex. And so you need an expert to sort of break down the nuts and bolts of it. And so we're utilizing your cameras and into Wirecast to make sure that we can get this information out quickly. And it's just a turnkey situation. The expert goes in, sits down, I turn the lights on, I turn your camera on, I focus it, I stream it out of Wirecast. And we go from there, because it's, Ethernet and what have you, and USB. But I'm using your camera right now, and I love it. So.
And could you just tell us a little bit about setting up the cameras from like a remote perspective? Because from what I understand, you're actually putting together a kit that can just go into a case and you can just ship it anywhere in the world?
Well, that's what we're trying to do right now. What we want to do is, say like we're having we have a dog, say we have a puppy mill rescue. And so once we're in the shelter, okay, because that's really where the work starts. Once we get the dogs out of the shelter, out of the puppy mill, we put them in the shelter, it's amazing work that's being done. You get to see these dogs' personalities actually come out. And to have one of your cameras there, just set up, punch into the wireless, punch into Wirecast, and be able to do that live feed almost. So, and people can see, oh, little, Joey, look at yesterday, he was so calm, and today he's actually smiling and walking around. He got his hair cut. He doesn't have the mats anymore. So just having a fixed camera that's very easy to use, I can control remotely. So we're looking into utilizing that way about it.
Well, thank you so much. We've already hit our 20 minutes, and I want to save a little time for Q&A. So I'm going to run the credits. Frank, if you can hold on for just a moment here, we'll answer some questions in a minute.
All right. Thank you very much.